Hi everyone. Today I'm going to discuss about writing an email to get an acceptance letter from the professor. So let us first talk about why the acceptance letter is required from the professor. Whenever you are applying for any scholarship, bachelor, master's or PhD scholarship in any university abroad or in your country, usually you need to get an acceptance letter from some professor in which area you are going to work for your thesis or your dissertation in future in that university. So that's why it is important usually to keep in touch with some professors who can see your profile and can give you an acceptance letter which will help you to get the scholarship in that specific university. There are usually different type of writing styles for the acceptance letter, uh, and you can use any one of them, but most of them have some similar things, and you need to avoid some specific mistakes so that you can maximize the chances of getting an acceptance letter from the professor. So what is the first mistake usually students make is about email accounts. So the first thing you need to be very careful is that you should use Hotmail, MSN or Yahoo email addresses and avoid using Gmail in case you are applying to China, because in China Gmail or Google is usually blocked and your email will go to the spam. But it is not a must for every other country. So you have to do some research before using any email and writing emails to the professor that which email works well in that country. And then you have to use that specific email. The second thing you have to be very careful about is the title or subject line. So the title needs to be very clear and to the point whenever you are writing emails to the professors. Usually you write 100 plus emails or 200 plus emails and you get only 10 or 20 replies from the professors. And not all of them will give you the acceptance letter even. But if you are sending that many emails with the same title, so there are maximum chances that your email will go to the spam, which you never want. And that's why what you have to do is you have to write the title in a very careful way. For example, you have to use different email titles for different emails. And what you can do is you can add the name of the professor in each title. So that will make sure that your 100 emails or your 200 emails titles are all different. Here is an example I will show you. Request of acceptance letter for PhD scholarship application from Professor ABC. So in this case, if you see that here at the end from Professor ABC, so here every time you will write the name of the professor. Suppose the name of the professor is David Mark. So you will write Professor David Mark. Next time the name of the professor is Ching Yang. So you will write Professor Ching Yang. Every time the professor name will be different and your title of the email will be different. There are other ways to write like request for vacant PhD research scholarship position in lab of Professor ABC. Here it's up to you. This is for the PhD. So if you are applying for masters, you can change it. Instead of PhD, you can use masters. Also, there is another way, request of PhD degree research supervisor to Professor ABC. These are some examples we provided for you so that you can have different titles. Here is another one in which you can state your scholarship name. Request for acceptance letter for scholarship name. Like here, you can put the scholarship name. And then finally, application from the Professor ABC. So there are, again, distinct email titles here in this case as well. Or exploring research opportunity for PhD program in fall 2023 with Professor ABC. So all these titles will help you to have unique or different titles for your emails with the name of the professor at them is always unique. Then the next very important part is the body of the email. So you start usually with Dear Professor ABC, and you should always write the full name of the professor, and you have to visit the professor website, departmental website or school website or faculty website to get the name of the professor, and you write it very carefully. And there are the most important part is introduction and study background, which tells about you. So you have to talk about the degree you are applying for and what is the CGPA you have obtained in your previous degree, or what is the percentage, and any unique educational distinctions. So unique means like if you have gold medal, silver medal, or you stood in top among top five in the class. This type of things you should write, and you don't need to write too many details. Just try to make sure that you write these things in 2 3 lines. So here is a sample. For example, I am XYZ, your name here, and then a final year's master computer science student at HJK University, city and country. And I'm writing this email to request you for an acceptance letter to supervise me for my PhD degree, starting this date. And then you write something about like I have obtained excellent 4.4 CGPA or 87% marks or 3.9, whatever your marks are or percentage, you have to highlight it. Then the next important thing you have to tell that professor is previous research. So what is your previous research experience is very important. Most of the applications got rejected because the students have very low GPA or percentage. And the second most important thing is the previous research experience. So if your previous research experience is good, sometime your low CGPA will be ignored by the professor and he would love to have you in his lab because of your experience. So here you have to write best published papers, preferably first author paper in top venues, journals or conferences, which are similar to the area of interest of the professor or the projects on which the work is going on in that professor's lab, that particular professor's lab. So these are very important things. These two, like your GPA and the previous research, is very, very important. You don't need to write all the papers, just write one, two, or two, three important papers, most important ones. Next is the motivation. So if we talk about the motivation, so for this, you must visit the professor's website and Google Scholar profile or lab page, and you should see what are the relevant papers. You can state in your email, you read some papers from the professor website, and you state that you read these papers and which are pretty much similar to your area of interest and which motivated him or motivated you to apply to him. And then funding source. So for the funding source, make sure that you state here the source of scholarship or funding. If you are applying for a scholarship and you need the acceptance letter from the professor, definitely you will write the scholarship name. And there are many different type of scholarships, like the scholarship in the university, scholarship from some organizations, state scholarships, city scholarships, or the country scholarship. So you should make sure that you state here the scholarship name. But if in case you are applying directly to that professor's lab and he stated on his website that he has few scholarships, then you can write simply that you are applying for the project mentioned on his website for which two PhD positions are available, something like that. And finally, the fourth important point is the regards. And there you just make sure that you never attach your CV, you never attach your proposal in first email, you never attach any link. Make sure that you don't do these things in your first email. Yes, if you get a good response and you are asked to provide your detailed CV, proposal, or your profile link, then you can reply these things in the next email. If you will provide it in the first email, there are maximum chances that your email will go to spam and you will be always waiting. Where did it go? In the above part, I have explained you all the important parts of the email. Then, if you have to know about some samples. So here the samples are provided. Here is a sample one on this website. You can just take this and change your topic, your name, your information, and you can use this sample. Or there is another sample provided here. So you can use this sample as well. And it will save your time and you can use just fill it up and you can use it to send the email. Then once it is done, what do you expect in reply is that the willingness to supervise acceptance letter from the professor. So usually if he agrees or she agrees to give you the acceptance letter, what he or she will provide you, if they're not sure about it, usually they know these things and they have the format for their universities, but if they don't, so you can share this with them, or where they will write that dear student and your name, and then like they can write that after receiving your CV, I'm pleased to inform you that I would be willing to be your supervisor for PhD or master's degree in case you get a Chinese government scholarship or the any other scholarship which you are actually applying from in his university. And then feel free to contact me if you want any assistance. I am always happy to help. And then his information. This is what you get in response to your request. Here are the mistakes you should avoid while writing an acceptance email. I have another video already on the channel made for you people, so you people can listen to that one. And finally, make sure that if you don't receive any email, so you should not be disappointed and you can send a email again, like after 1 or 2 weeks, a follow-up email to ask that uh, I have sent the email and I did not get any reply. So maybe you will get any a reply the next time. So best wishes for that. If you have any questions, any queries, just ask under this website link or under the video, and I will be happy to apply all your queries. I will be happy to help you with that. And if you like my video, so I would request you to subscribe it for some other useful videos relevant to research and scholarships and study on this specific channel. For now, have a nice day and enjoy yourself, and best wishes for your scholarship application.